So what we're going to do is we're going to give you some other ways to interact with this inner world, and I'll show you how we do that. And we call these in the NLP world, we call these submodalities. Anybody heard that term before? Submodality? It's the building blocks of how you create the reality. If we were to look at that human communication model we showed you earlier, with a woman's head, with the events coming in, then she filters them all out and deletes the sorts and generalize, then that's how the filter, how you make those perceptions and turn them into a reality is by pictures. You make pictures inside your mind, you make sounds inside your mind, inside your system, and you make feelings inside your system as well, and habitual thought patterns too. These are all made by you. They're not made by anybody else. So as we were talking about earlier with Jackie, you could have a twin sister or a twin brother who have exactly the same experiences as you in life, and they turn out completely different people with different perceptions of life. Well, how's that? It's because they've translated life in a slightly different way. Whether good or bad, doesn't matter. It just means that every feeling inside your body you make, every thought inside your mind you make, every picture in your head you make as well. It's just that they're habitual, because you might not think they're yours because they look a bit odd sometimes. It's just that because they're habits, you've had them all your life. It's almost as if it's somebody else talking, putting pictures in your head, putting sounds in your head, but you make them. And you have to keep making them, because every internal experience dies very quickly. So you have to keep making, it's like stoking the fire. To keep your world going and existing in the same way, you have to actually create them second by second by second, albeit they're mostly unconscious. So I'm going to give you some different ways that you can start to interact with this, with your inner world. Okay? So, something that you can do, one thing you can do with me here is think of something for yourself that's really, really motivating. Something that's really inspirational to you, that you do in your life. Think of something that for you really, really enjoy. You know, and just, that's right, just go, you can go anywhere with this. It could be something you do with your partner, something you do with yourself, something you do with your dog, something you do for fun. Think of something for you that really, really like turns you on and makes you feel excited. Has everybody got one of those?
Sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. And is that motivating for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. In what way?
I think after sex is the best thing on earth.
Okay, then think about sex then. So think about sex then. Because you said after sex is the best thing. If the best thing is sex, think about sex. That'll be your one, okay? Okay? It's brought a smile to some people's faces. Yeah. Okay, now as you think of all those things, what's happening inside? How do you know this is exciting? Look at the pictures you've got inside, or the feelings that you've got inside, and know that this is what you're doing to make you excited. Look at the pictures. Are they black and white? Are they colour? Which part of your brain do these pictures come up in? Where are the feelings? And when you got all that? All that happening now? Okay, now, same scenario. I want you to keep the same context. Now change the colour to black and white. If there were colour pictures, change them to black and white. If there are great big pictures, make them smaller. So decrease all of the elements. If there's great big sounds in your head, make the sounds really quiet. Yeah? So do all that to the picture. Yeah? Now notice the difference. There should be, now I've only done it in a small way. Now notice the difference. Do you notice the difference now in the motivational aspect of that thing?
It's not as fun anymore.
Right. Not exciting. No, isn't that interesting? What does that mean? Just logically, what does that mean?
It's the same thing, it's how you view it.
So what's that? It's the same thing.
Same thing, it's just how you view it.
Yeah, it's the what have you emphasized in that internal representation that actually makes it into something that's motivating or fun or inspirational. In other words, there's a code for inspiration. There's a code for motivation. They all have codes. These codes are your internal pictures, sounds and feelings, which tells your body, yes, it's time to be motivated. It's time for sleep. It's time for sex. It's time to eat. Every one of us has got a code inside which is made of pictures, sounds and feelings. Now that's kind of your box standard NLP in a way. It's your starting point of NLP training. Now, the interesting thing is you've now learnt, even if it's a tiny bit, in how to play with your core motivational building blocks. So what do you think? If somebody's out there being depressed, what do you think they're doing? What do you think's happening? Like, what's the process and structure of people being a little bit depressed and, you know?
Turning down the colour.
Probably. Probably going to be a little bit grey colours. And what do you think they're thinking about? Yeah, stuff that's going to go wrong. So now you know how to be depressed, if you really want to be. Just make things, put it in a code of something that you think is pretty depressing, probably grey, probably small, probably, you know, a bit of a dull feeling. Think about things going wrong all the time, and just keep that going around your system. Hey, we can all do it. And that's the structure of depression. That's what depressed people are actually doing, and they think it's just happening to them. They're doing it. They're just creating the pictures all the time. They just haven't got a way of stopping it, that's all. I don't want to be condescending to people who are depressed. Okay, but there is a structure to depression, and it will be shoving codes in there about things not working out, keep on visualizing it, keep on saying things to themselves, keep on making it dull in a code of crap. Now, conversely, what's going to be the opposite of that? No, it's really not rocket science, is it? But just so I get some feedback, what's going to be the opposite of that?
Big pictures, bright colours.
Right, I know it's not rocket science, is it? The difficult bit is doing it when you feel like the other way. It's switching the switch when you don't feel like that.